Let's talk a little bit about custom new construction, because I think most people are familiar with the D.R. Hortons and the Lennars, where they have a big neighborhood that's going up and you can choose from 5 different designs or 10 different colors. Custom construction is a whole new animal to some people, but it gets people excited thinking, wow, we could design our own home from scratch and build it from the ground up. We could buy our own little slice of land somewhere and do that. A lot of pitfalls involved with it and things that I don't think people really think when they start getting into this process of building their own home from scratch. First of all, the land, it's tough to find. As a good slice of land comes up, these construction companies will buy it up, they'll subdivide it, they'll put a bunch of houses on there. When you find that piece of land, if you don't have $200,000 in the bank, you're going to have to finance it. And that gets tricky with the mortgage companies too, because a loose piece of land somewhere, it's not the best asset for the bank, because you can easily just walk away from a piece of land and just kind of give up on it. So they usually want like 20% down. They don't do like 3% loans or 3.5% loans. They want 20% down on these pieces of land, and that's tough for people. And it's also scary too, because a lot of times they've done surveys on the land, but they haven't done the sufficient drill testing to make sure that it's actually buildable. Because that kind of scares people too, is like, not every piece of land you can build a house on it. Like, there's certain specifications that have to come up for it to actually support a home. So, and what kind of home too. Like, it could be a lot where you can do a basement or you can't do a basement because of the water table. There's so much that goes into it. And I think, people get super excited about designing and building their own home that they kind of get lost. And the other thing that really is frustrating to people is certain neighborhoods and cities and counties have their own building restrictions. I met so many people in the last 3 years that want to throw up a barnuminium, right? Or they want a storage container house or a tiny home, or one guy wanted to build a house in a tree. Like, it's just the cities and the counties don't support these out-of-the-box ideas, which is disappointing. There are some cities that are coming around, some in Wisconsin that are tiny home friendly, some of these places that are out in the boonies where basically like a lawless swamp, you can build whatever you want. And I think the other piece of it too that people don't understand is a lot of people want to buy like a huge piece of land, like 50 acres, and put their whole family on it and have a compound and build 5 single-family homes on there. Well, that's another building restriction, is they can usually only do 1 single family parcel per that piece of land. Like, you would have to subdivide it to put more houses on there, and that gets in the weeds too. So and with supply issues and materials and building costs, sometimes it just doesn't make sense in the budget to build from scratch. But I have had a lot of clients that have enjoyed the process and loved it and designed and built their homes from scratch. So it's doable. I don't want to discourage anybody. I just want to inform them about how the pitfalls and the things that can come up, why getting connected with a knowledgeable real estate agent makes the most sense. So I've had a lot of experience with this, a lot of brand new constructions, a lot of land purchases and drill tests and surveys and everything. So feel free to reach out if you have any interest in building your own home from scratch.